Hey everybody, my name's Steve Moran. I'm really excited about today's training where I'm going to show you how to create massive passive income mining Bitcoin without doing any of the technical work associated with mining Bitcoin. Now this is going to be an exciting training, and if you stay till the end, I've got 3 bonuses for you that are worth more than $3,000 that you're going to get for free. You can start using these bonuses immediately to begin building your Bitcoin mining fortune, so stay with me to the end. Now, I'm guessing for a lot of you, this isn't your first training. The first thing I want to mention is that if you've failed at reaching your financial goals in the past, it's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there, and it can be confusing. Many times that information overload keeps you from success, but that's okay. If you've been concerned in the past that you just haven't been able to achieve your financial dreams, I want you to put those fears to rest. You can do this. You just need the right team to work with and show you how to do it. You know, big corporations want you to think you need a lot of venture capital or some fancy college degree to be successful. I'm here to tell you they're wrong. Now, they have their own reasons for wanting you to think that, but it's not true. If you ever thought that government and banks actually want you to fail, you're probably right. They don't benefit from you succeeding. They want to keep you down, in debt, in need. The difference with us is we actually care about your success, and we truly want you to see you living the life you deserve. So that's what we're here for. Now, I know you have a dream to change the world and make an impact and leave your mark, and I want to show you how to make that happen during this webinar. How's that sound? My goal for this presentation is to help 2 types of people. For those who are beginners, you'll discover you don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money mining Bitcoin. And for those more experienced people, you'll see just how simple it is in today's world to make more money and help more people than you ever thought possible. Here's my goal from this training. Number 1, for you to discover that the only way for you to get rich in today's world without a lot of capital is by mining Bitcoin. And number 2, for you to discover that the only way for you to get rich by mining Bitcoin without spending millions of dollars is to tap into one of the largest Bitcoin mining pools in the world and become a member of the Bitclub network. Once again, my name is Steve Moran. I was born and raised in the United States of America, and I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. In 1996, I started to learn how to market on the internet, and about 10 years ago, I decided after a lot of research that I was going to specifically market to high-end dentists. Now, I thought if I could help dentists bring in really high-end cases like dental implants and cosmetic makeovers and full mouth reconstruction, that they would make a lot of money, and therefore that would justify me charging them a really high monthly fee. And under that scenario, we'd all be happy, right? Makes sense? So it worked out well. You know, I was making a lot of money and I had a lot of time to spend with my family. For some reason, I just wasn't happy. So in September 2017, I talked to my wife, Diana, and I told her, you know what? I think I need a change. You know, my business is internet-based and I can work from anywhere. All I need is a phone and internet connection, and I'm good to go. I said, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's San Diego. I lived in the same area for 40 years, but I'm just not happy. I'm not excited. Now, trust me, I had every reason to be happy. I was playing golf 3 or 4 days a week. I even had my own golf room built inside the house. You know, what am I complaining about, right? But at the end of the day, I just wasn't happy as I thought I should be. So I told my wife, I got an idea. Why don't we just give all our stuff away to my kids, your friends, and whoever wants it, and just lighten the load a little bit, and just travel the world for a few years while our 2-year-old daughter's growing up, you know? And to my surprise, she didn't even think about it. She said, you know what? That sounds great. You know, I really miss my family, and I'd love to go to the Philippines while on this adventure and see everybody. By the way, my wife's Filipina, and she's the youngest of 14 kids, and she was really excited about the idea. So that was it. That's what we did. We packed up, gave all our stuff away, and started traveling 3 weeks later in September. We started our adventure in Phuket, Thailand. And for 2 months, we were living on the 20th floor in a high-rise condo and one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. We'd get up and have breakfast every day together out on the back deck overlooking the ocean. And then around noontime, we'd take our daughter to the beach for a couple hours and just hang out and have fun. We even went trekking up a mountain on the back of an elephant. We were having a blast. Then we go back to our place and enjoy the sunset, and I'd get online and work for a few hours, and everything was great. We were having a lot of fun, but something was missing, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. So after a couple of months in Thailand, we headed over to the Philippines for Christmas and New Year so my wife could see her family, and we were in an area called Subic Bay, which is a beautiful resort right on the beach, and I get a call from a friend of mine I've known for a long time by the name of Stephen Smith. Now, Steve and I met about 30 years ago when I answered one of his ads for a network marketing company he was working with in San Diego, California, selling water purification systems. And he and I hit it off right away. We both worked that program for a while and both did pretty well. We made some money and had some fun, but Steven did way better than I did. He was just a natural for network marketing. And, you know, I just went on to my next adventure. So now I'm out in the Philippines, and Steven was called to tell me about this opportunity with a company called Bitclub Network. And he asked me if I knew anything about Bitcoin or any of that digital currency stuff. And I told him my son David had tipped me off to a deal last April. David called me and said, hey, Dad, you got to check out this digital currency deal. He says, I've been doing some research on this digital currency, and there's this company called Ripple, and it trades under the symbol XRP. And he says, I just bought in at 7 cents, and I think it's really going to start moving. I said, 7 cents a share? What is it, a penny stock? I said, those are really risky. And he said, no, it's not a penny stock. He says, you don't buy them on a regular exchange. It's not a stock like that. It's like a piece of a digital coin, like Bitcoin. And I said, are you sure about this? And he said, Dad, it's only 7 cents. He says, why don't you throw a couple $100 at it and see what happens? Worst things happen is you lose a couple $100, right? He said, go to this website called Bitstamp and set up an account. In about a day or two, your money will get there from the bank, and I'll show you how to buy it. So it did take 2 days for my money to get there, and by the time I was able to purchase it, it had already gone to 11 cents. So I called David up and I said, hey, it's already at 11 cents. He says, yeah, up over 50% in 2 days. Pretty cool, huh? So I bought $2,000 worth of it at 11 cents, and 3 weeks later it was at 35 cents. I tripled my money in 3 weeks. It was insane, right? So I thought I'd be smart, and I immediately pulled $2,000 of my risk capital out, and I figured I'd let the rest ride for a while. The last time I checked it was right after New Year's, and it hit $2.75. I bought it at 11 cents. That's better than 25 times return in 8 months. My son got in at 7 cents, so he's made like 39 times his money in 8 months. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? So I was definitely interested in what Stephen had to say. Let me backtrack a little bit. After our first experience working together, Stephen went on to be one of the top network marketers in the United States. He's literally made millions of dollars in network marketing. As a matter of fact, this is a picture of Stephen and his family. Boy, time flies. This was taken a while ago. And this is a picture of his daughter, Tiana, all grown up now, and that's her fiance in the picture with her. And from what I understand, she's got a very successful business herself. This one's my favorite. This is Stephen and his 2 boys. His oldest son, Shane, the one in the middle, plays running back for the New York Giants. That's right, the NFL's New York Giants. This will be his second year. His youngest son, Kyle, on the left, seems to be getting a different football scholarship every other week. Last time I talked to Stephen, he was telling me that Kyle had just been offered a 95% scholarship to Yale. He's also received scholarship offers from Princeton, Cal, and USC. So he might end up with 2 kids playing in the NFL. Imagine that. His kids aren't just athletic, they're smart too. So not only is Stephen one of the top network marketers in the country, he's also a great parent and family man. I'm proud to have Stephen as my friend and my sponsor in Bitclub Network. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always loved the concept of network marketing. Now, I never really liked the fact that I had to buy a bunch of product every month. So when Stephen told me that Bitclub Network's product was Bitcoin, I said, you mean we get money? That's a lot better than buying soap or water filters, right? And from everything I'm seeing, Bitcoin's going to go up in value. I'm interested, I said. Tell me more. He said he met a guy by the name of Michael Alexander who's been with Bitclub Network for about 3 years, and he's already earned a couple thousand Bitcoin. And I said, wow, I want to meet this guy. Stephen told me that Bitclub Network has been in business since 2014 and that they were on pace to do almost $300 million in sales in April of 2018. So I started researching the company and the pay plan and the marketplace, and I got to tell you, I was getting pretty excited. So a few days later, Stephen got me on a conference call with him and Michael Alexander, and we spent over an hour on the phone together while Michael explained the opportunity, and I honestly couldn't believe what I was hearing. You know the old saying, when something seems too good to be true, it usually is, right? But Michael was able to show me online where I could independently verify everything he was saying was true and prove without a shadow of a doubt that this was a real deal and not a scam like a lot of the other so-called opportunities in the digital currency space. I was pretty blown away. When I got off the phone, my wife looked at me and she was like, what happened? What are you so excited about? It was right then, right at that moment, when I realized what was missing in my life. I'd lost the passion for what I was doing. Sure, I was making a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I wasn't enjoying what I was doing, and that was really starting to take a toll on me. I told my wife, you know what? For the last few nights, I wake up in the middle of the night, and I keep thinking about all the incredible things I've learned to do online, and I keep thinking about how I could take the skills and the knowledge that I've learned and incorporate my knowledge into what they're doing and make this opportunity even better. I said, you know, they're already doing business in like 90 countries, and we've got the freedom to go anywhere we want. I told her, I think this is it. I'm going to go all in on this, baby, and I'm going to cut the cord. I'm going to get on the phone, and I'm going to fire each and every one of my clients, and I'm going to give this opportunity everything I've got. She was really happy to see me so excited. So over the next couple of days, I contacted all 21 of my clients, and I terminated my relationship with each and every one of them. Doing so, I walked away from a lot of money, but I was free. Before we get started, let me ask you a question. What will your life be like when you're able to wake up and do whatever you want because you've achieved financial freedom? That's going to be pretty cool, isn't it? So you ready to see how you can create massive passive income mining Bitcoin without doing any technical work associated with mining Bitcoin? Here's the big secret. Bitcoin is the future of money. It's the first decentralized digital currency that works person to person without needing a bank. And mining is the backbone that allows Bitcoin to function. New Bitcoins are created as a reward for miners who secure and verify payments on the blockchain. Let me show you a video representation of how it all works.
Evolution is constant, even though we might not always pay attention until the big change has taken place. This goes for all areas of life, with almost no exception. One of the biggest changes in the history of modern society is right in front of us, right among us, and this time it will not go unnoticed. Let's go back to 2008, when the financial crisis hit the world economy, which started a major distrust towards the financial, monetary, and banking system. This crisis led to the creation of the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Bitcoin rapidly opened the door to a completely new financial market, allowing faster, cost-effective, and more secure transactions, eliminating the need for third parties and middle hands. Bitcoin had an incredible increase in value between 2008 and 2013, where the price of a single Bitcoin went from 10 US cents to over 1,100 US dollars. Many self-proclaimed experts said it would never go above that price ever again. When people don't have the understanding or the knowledge about something, they are often proven wrong. With Bitcoin, this is certainly the case. Today, no one could possibly have missed Bitcoin's constant increase in value, the price reaching new heights every single day. We see articles pointing out the progress and how Bitcoin becomes more and more established. Governments are issuing full acceptance of Bitcoin and declaring it as real money. Influential individuals such as Richard Branson and Bill Gates, only to name a few, are very positive about Bitcoin and the constant development of the entire cryptocurrency industry. All major economies in the world are following the trend of cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology. They cannot ignore the fact that it is here to stay. The future of money is already here. The value of future money will not be directed by the government and Federal Reserve, but based on supply and demand. During many years, Bitcoin suffered from a lot of skepticism, hatred, negative press, and got associated with criminal activities. Today, the picture is different, pointing out possibilities of bringing positive change to the global economy and societies around the world. Not only beneficial for the Western world with an already established banking system, but also for the developing countries and the unbanked adult population, which have been set aside and without access to the current banking system. Bitcoin paved the way for many other followers within the cryptocurrency industry, such as Ethereum, Dashcoin, Monero, and Litecoin. But the fact remains that Bitcoin was the first, and today is the most established cryptocurrency. It is fully tradable and widely accepted as a means of payment. The awareness of Bitcoin has grown, and yet many of us are still asking, how can I get my hands on Bitcoin? Today, there are many ways to set up your own e-wallet and to buy or trade Bitcoins on the market. A lot of people enter different exchanges and buy Bitcoins. They can then start to trade their coins. It can be both profitable or risky, as the price is volatile, moving up and down. You can also have a long-term strategy and wait for the right moment to sell. Or you can spend the coins. But how do the multi-million investors access Bitcoins? They are mining Bitcoins through a large setup of servers, which provides more Bitcoins for a lower cost. The efficiency is different depending on the size and capacity of the mining park. With this structure, the investors are getting a daily share of the global mining, which is taking place every second, every day. The total amount of Bitcoins mined globally is approximately 1,800 BTC per day. The competition is tough, and it is almost impossible for the average person to access and take advantage of the growth. That is, until now. You are now presented with the opportunity to take part of one of the 10th largest Bitcoin mining pools in the world, which is constantly improving in capacity and speed. When participating in this pool, you can buy shares, which provide you with the equipment necessary to mine your future Bitcoins. No technical skills or prior experience needed. The actual mining process will be carried out by people with the right expertise and knowledge, and with a proven successful track record of years. What can you expect when mining Bitcoins in the pool? In a conservative calculation, without promises or guarantees, we can expect that the shares we buy today, tailored according to our personal preferences, will in the coming 2.5 to 3 years produce around 2 to 3 times the Bitcoins. On top of that, Another interesting point is, of course, the future price of one single Bitcoin. An increase in value of the coin will also affect the results for all participants of this mining pool. The big difference between a bought and a mined Bitcoin is that if you buy Bitcoins on the market and the price is volatile, you will lose as soon as the price is going down. However, with a mined Bitcoin, you can still break even if the price is going down. This opportunity of long-term growth is open to thousands and maybe millions of people. To keep a professional approach, and in order to secure correct and truthful information, taking part of this mining pool is by invitation only. We believe that through a growing network of people and growing mining capacity, everyone who is taking part of this global Bitcoin mining pool will also increase their shares. The more shares, the larger the facility and capacity to mine more Bitcoins for all of us. Bitcoin mining is transparent, and everyone can follow all transactions and the percentage of the global Bitcoin mining of this specific mining pool. Last but not least, to our existing members of our mining pool, we are once in a while offering the members the exclusive opportunity to be part of very profitable GPU mining, where the members can mine Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Dashcoin, Monero, and Zcash. The structure of the pool started with a few people coming together to draw mutual benefits, and we continue to honor the principle that together, everyone always achieves more. Please get back to the person who shared this information to get all your questions answered. See you in the mining pool.
So, we just made it to the data center. We just had our tour to check out all of our equipment. We got lots of team members with us, and it's pretty exciting to actually see all the machines at work 24/7 right here in Iceland. So this is an Antminer. This is the S5. When we started, it was the S3s, the S5s, to the S7s, to the S9s. So this tech keeps getting faster and the chip's smaller and more efficient. I think this is the 28 nanometer chip. We now have 16 nanometer chips. And by the time you guys are watching this, we might even have like 10 nanometer chips. So it gets smaller, faster, more efficient, less electricity, and these things just crank away. There's thousands and thousands of these things in this data center here. And as you can see, you gotta have a fan because it creates a lot of heat. But this is basically it. This is a machine that prints money. Literally, this is a machine that prints money in the form of Bitcoin. It helps us process all the Bitcoin and blockchain transactions all around the world. It all happens here.
So what you just saw was one portion of one of our mining facilities out in Iceland. We have other facilities in Russia and China, and we're opening up 6 more locations all around the world as we speak. We're growing so fast because of our unique business model. Like I said earlier, Bitclub Network did over $300 million in sales in April of 2018. And if they don't bring on any more new members, they're going to bust $4 billion in sales in 2018. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, before we go any further, I want to show you how to verify everything about Bitcoin mining for yourself. See, some of the smartest people in the world are saying that Bitcoin could be one of the greatest investment opportunities of our lifetime. And when you're part of a legitimate Bitcoin mining pool like Bitclub Network, you literally have a license to print money. But unfortunately, for every good opportunity out there, there's probably at least a half a dozen scams with people trying to rip you off. I can't begin to tell you how many of these companies we've already seen come and go. But we knew they weren't going to make it from the beginning, because we knew how to check them out. So let's show you how to check them out and see if somebody's really in the Bitcoin mining business or not. It's actually pretty simple. All right, so all you got to do if you want to see if somebody's really in the Bitcoin mining business is to go to blockchain.info. And when you get here, you're going to hover over data and click on charts. And then you can come down here. It'll show you the price of Bitcoin right now, currently. And you scroll down here till you can see this chart. And when you click on this chart, you're going to see a list of everybody who's mining Bitcoin, okay? These are all the real players. This is, if you're not on this list, you're really not mining Bitcoin, okay? You're nothing of substance, that's for sure. And you can see right here, Bitclub Network is doing 2.3% of all of the Bitcoin mining. Now, if you'd like to see exactly what that 2.3% represents, I like to head over here to bitclubpool.com and come over and click on Pool Stats. And this will take you in and show you every single transaction that's ever happened over the course of time with Bitclub Network. So first thing it'll show you here is our effective hash rate over the last 30 minutes. It's been about 510.9 petahash, okay? Like I said, we're putting on a lot more petahash to come here. And today it's May 21st and it's about noontime, so we've got one block here that went off, it looks like about 8 a.m. But let's see what we did yesterday. Yesterday we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Each block is 12.5 Bitcoin, but then you also earn a little bit more for the amount of transactions that you verified. Okay, so this one here we had 12.513, 12.506, 12.639. So I added up the blocks that Bitclub Network earned yesterday before I came online, and it totals 75.4348309 Bitcoin that was earned by Bitclub Network yesterday. So if you multiply that by $8,300, which was the current Bitcoin price, you get $626,109 that Bitclub earned in Bitcoin yesterday that's going to be distributed to the people that own shares in the Bitclub pool. Okay? Now, how amazing is that? $626,000 in one day that's going to be dispersed to the members based on how many shares they own of the Bitclub mining pools? Wow. I bet you want a piece of this pie, don't you? Now, you know Bitclub is not faking these stats, okay? Because what's really cool is you can come right over here, and let's take a look at this one here where we had 12.639 Bitcoin. And you come right over here and you can click on this, and it takes you right back into the blockchain.info, and it'll show that this was earned by Bitclub Network, and that they earned 12.5 Bitcoin for the block reward, and they earned 0.139560221 Bitcoin in transaction fees. Okay, so this is all real, man. This is as legit as it gets. How powerful is that to be able to check this all out? Is it okay with you if I spend another few minutes going over a very special opportunity with Bitclub Network that will show you how to earn money paid to you in Bitcoin? And I'll show you how you can take advantage of this amazing opportunity we've been talking about and how you can build a business that can help you reach all of your financial goals. If that's okay, just type okay in the chat area. It's totally fine if you don't want to learn about this opportunity. I already know it. This isn't about me. This is for you. So, are you okay if we spend a few minutes and I show you how this opportunity can change your life? All right. Hey, I'm seeing a bunch of okays in the chat area, and it looks like we've got some people that are pretty excited. So let's get started. Now, after what you just learned, I bet you're really excited to hear about an opportunity that pays you in Bitcoin, aren't you? So now we're going to get into the fun part, making money. For this next chart I'm going to go through with you, I want to thank Jerry Ulrich for putting this together. Jerry's an interesting guy. Before he came over to Bitclub Network, Jerry consulted with Homeland Security, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, and the FBI for about 10 years. He was basically responsible for shutting down some of the biggest Ponzi schemes in the United States. So, a guy with that kind of background was definitely going to do his homework before joining Bitclub Network. I think you'd agree. Jerry also decided when he got on board to hire a mathematician. Now, not just an ordinary mathematician, but a Mensa in mathematics. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term Mensa, it's a club of certified geniuses, the smartest of the smart, the top 1% of the smartest people in the world in their field. Now, I think I mentioned before that this is a network marketing opportunity, but it's not like any other network marketing opportunity you've ever seen before. In most network marketing companies, you're only allowed to have one position. With Bitclub Network, you can own as many minds as you want, and you can place them in your organization anywhere you want to maximize the compensation plan. Because of this, you don't need to ever recruit anyone into the business, and you can still make a fortune. So, this Mensa mathematician came in and spent 6 months digesting the comp plan, and then he put together a spreadsheet showing how to maximize the compensation plan. So let me show you what he came up with. So let's start by taking a look at the reddish box in the upper left-hand corner here. You'll see Pool 1, Pool 2, and Pool 3. Pool number 1 is a $500 mining pool. Pool number 2 is a $1,000 mining pool. And pool number 3 is a $2,000 mining pool. In this example, you're going to get one share of each for a total of $3,500 in mining pools. This is called our founder's position. These numbers you see to the right of those numbers represent what's currently being paid out on those shares on a daily basis. Let me preface that by saying that we're currently operating at about 500 petahash in processing power. To put that into perspective, 1 petahash equals about 1,000 computers. Now, Bitclub Network has already purchased an additional 1,500 petahash in processing power that's going to be installed over the next couple of months. So these numbers we're looking at are relatively conservative since we're going to be having roughly 4 times the processing power over the next few months. Does that make sense? Below those numbers, you'll see we have the assumed Bitcoin price at $10,000. These projections are going to run out over 5 years. Today's Bitcoin price is about $8,500. Last week it was up over $9,000. It fluctuates. And most experts are predicting that by the end of 2018, it'll hit $30,000. So I think you'd agree that $10,000 is probably a pretty conservative Bitcoin price over the next 5 years. Below that, we have the production multiplier, which is based on the petahash we're currently operating at. So as our petahash rises over the next couple of months, the production multiplier will rise also. The next box we're going to be looking at is the greenish colored box that says total memberships at the top. And as you can see here, the captain, that's you, has 1 share of each of the 3 pools, and that you're going to pay 1 lifetime membership fee, which costs $99. And below that in the orange colored box, you'll see that the total purchase price for this package is $3,599. Now let's take a look at the middle columns. These columns show how much money you're making every day. In the first month, you'll notice that you're not making any money. That's because it takes 30 days to set up your mining equipment. But after 30 days, you're going to be making money every single day. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Now let's take a look at the bluish colored box that says repurchase rates. So how this works is your initial mining contracts are for 1,000 days. Here's where you can set your repurchase rates so that your Bitcoin mine will literally pay you forever. You'll see in a minute why this is so important, but in this example, we've set it to break even so that you can recoup your initial purchase monies as quickly as possible. And once you've done that, we've set the repurchase rate to 70%. So take a look at these results, and remember, this is with Bitcoin at only $10,000 over a 5-year period. As you can see, you break even and have all your initial purchase monies back after just 9 months. Where else can you do that? But take a look at the total income column. When you get down to the end of year number 5, you've made over $92,000 from initial purchase of just $3,599. Now, the reason the numbers jump so much in years 3, 4, and 5 is from compound growth. I think the best story about compound growth is this. Would you rather have $1 million today, or would you rather have just 1 penny that doubles every day for 30 days? Now, most people say they'd rather have the $1 million. But take a look at this illustration. If you start with only 1 penny and it doubles every day for 30 days, you end up with $5,368,709.12. The power of compound growth is pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, looking back at the first example, if you remember, we gave away the first 9 months of compound growth, right? Because in this example, we wanted you to get your initial purchase price back as quickly as possible. So we gave the money to you first instead of letting it compound. But what if instead you said, I'm not worried about getting my money back right away, so you set it to never instead of to break even, and you set the initial purchase rate to 70% instead of 0%. Look what happens now. You were making $92,000 after 5 years. Now you're at $179,000. It almost doubled the amount of Bitcoin you're going to earn over 5 years. So now instead of receiving 100% of your money, so you break even after 9 months, you're set it to 70%, so you're still getting 30% of your money back each and every month, but you don't break even until 1 year and 4 months. But you made almost twice as much money over 5 years. Which scenario do you prefer? Remember I told you the Mensa mathematician they hired showed them how to really leverage the compensation plan. Well, here's an example of how that works. In this example, all we've done is added an additional $500 mine, but we place that in the top position, and we place the founder's position beneath that as your Team 1 to leverage the pay plan. Then we're going to go down to the package selection, and we're going to select Team 1 Founder, which means the $3,500 founder is first level to your $500 mine. So this has just cost $500 more. Then we're going to go set the initial repurchase price to 0 and put it back to break even like we did in the first example. Take a look at that. All you did was purchase one additional $500 mine, and you went from $92,000 to $123,000. and you're still breaking even after 9 months. Now let's take a look at another one of our packages and see how the mathematician has optimized the earnings in this one. For this package, there are 11 positions, but they're all yours. This is the Team 4 Founder Tri-Pack. It has 11 $500 mines, 3 $1,000 mines, and 3 $2,000 mines. And the cost for this mining package is $14,384. So we just head on over to the package selection area, and we've selected Team 4 Founder Tri-Pack. And take a look at this. With the repurchase on break even, we're not even taking advantage of the compound growth. So we're getting our initial purchase price back after 9 months, and we've still made $458,000. And remember, that's with Bitcoin at $10,000. A lot of experts are predicting that Bitcoin will be over $100,000 in 5 years. This is pretty exciting, isn't it? And look what happens to the numbers when we decide to take advantage of the compound growth and change it from 0% repurchase to 70% repurchase. You're still getting your initial purchase price back after 1 year and 2 months, but now you've made over $900,000 in just 5 years. I'm becoming a huge fan of compound growth, aren't you? And look what happens when we change it from 70% repurchase to 90% repurchase. On the same package, we go from making $921,000 over 5 years to almost $1.3 million in 5 years. That's almost 50% more money, okay? The power of compound growth is just unbelievable, isn't it? Let's have some fun. Most experts are predicting that Bitcoin will be at $30,000 by the end of 2018. So let's change our assumed Bitcoin price from $10,000 over 5 years to $15,000 over the next 5 years, which I believe is still being ultra conservative. And let's see what happens. Look at these numbers. Are you kidding me? See what happens with compound growth? You're at almost $20 million over 5 years if Bitcoin's average price for 5 years is $15,000. Now, most experts say Bitcoin will hit $30,000 by the end of this year. And there are a lot of people out there that are a lot smarter than I am that are saying that one Bitcoin will be worth $100,000 or more in 5 years, with some predicting it'll top $1 million or more for one Bitcoin. Isn't it nice to be in the right place at the right time for once? I don't know about you, but $20 million would sure change my life. Now, another thing I want to make sure that you understand on this scenario, where you're going to make almost $20 million over the next 5 years if Bitcoin averages $15,000, by the way, that's on an initial purchase that cost you less than $15,000, is that you made all this money passively. You never had to come up with another dollar out of your pocket, ever. Okay? Every other network marketing company out there wants to put you on an auto ship, right? And you got to keep buying products every month in order to make your commissions, right? Not at Bitclub Network. See, here, your auto ships are your repurchases of mining equipment. And since everybody begins to see the power of compound growth, they all keep their repurchase percentages pretty high. And if you do bring in others to the opportunity, you make a percentage of their repurchases and their initial purchases. You can make as much as 18% on all their repurchases, and you can make as much as 8% on all of their initial purchases. So, check it out. If you could make almost $20 million by doing absolutely nothing, just imagine how much you could make if you shared this opportunity with others. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Now let's talk a little bit about ranked positions. In most network marketing companies, the more people you bring in and the more production you bring in, the higher you'll rank in the organization and the more overrides you'll make, right? In Bitclub Network, you can own as many positions and mines as you want, and you can max out the compensation plan without ever bringing in anybody other than yourself. So, let's take a look at the non-recruiter builder position. This position has 18 positions, but they're all yours, and 27 mines, and your net cost is $20,067. It actually costs a little more than that, but you're getting commissions immediately, so your net cost is $20,067. So next, we're going to go over here, we're going to change the package selection to non-recruiter builder, which is our first ranked package, and let's see what happens to those numbers. Look at these numbers. Once again, this is with an assumed Bitcoin price of $10,000, and this is set at a 90% repurchase price, and the non-recruiter builder package costs $20,067 net. And your break even in this example is 1 year and 5 months. Almost $1.9 million. Not too bad, huh? So next we're going to head over and we're going to change the package selection to the non-recruiter pro builder, which is our next ranked package. The Non-Recruiter Pro Builder package has 58 positions. Once again, they're all yours, and it has 77 mines. As you can see from the structure here, this package is really beginning to take advantage of the network marketing aspect of the business, even though in this example, you still haven't brought anybody else into the business. This package costs $62,163 net. Let's see what happens with these numbers. Look at this. The Non-Recruiter Pro Builder package, which once again costs $62,163 net, with a $10,000 assumed Bitcoin price and a 90% repurchase rate, is going to generate a little more than $5.5 million over 5 years. Wow, that's amazing. Now, let's see what happens if Bitcoin price jumps to $15,000 and averages that over the next 5 years. That's the only thing we changed here. We're still keeping the repurchase rate at 90%, and look what happens. Now you've generated almost $84 million over 5 years. There's that power of compound growth again, right? But remember, it's not going to stop in 5 years. It's going to keep going because we're continuing to repurchase more mining shares. What do you think these numbers are going to look like in 10 years, 15 years? All I can say is wow. Now, before I show you our last package, I've got a real surprise for you. What would you say if I told you we have 100% no money down financing available on our larger mining packages? Yeah, that really blew me away when I heard that. But if you think about it, these loans are secured by your mining equipment, so it's kind of a no-brainer for the finance companies. They'll even finance people with poor credit. I bet that gets you thinking, doesn't it? So next we're going to go over here, we're going to change the package selection to the Non-Recruiter Master Builder, which is the last ranked package we'll be looking at today. This is pretty crazy looking, isn't it? The Non-Recruiter Master Builder package has 133 positions, and it has 235 mines. Once again, they're all your positions and your mines. This package costs $202,624 net after commissions. So let's start by changing the assumed Bitcoin price to $8,500, okay? Let's pretend that the price of Bitcoin is going to stay where it is today and that it's not going to go up at all and that all of the experts are wrong, okay? And let's see what happens in pretty much a worst case scenario. So look at this. This is the Non-Recruiter Master Builder package with an assumed Bitcoin price of just $8,500, which is where it is today. And we're going to assume that it stays at this price for the next 5 years and it doesn't hit $30,000 by the end of the year like most experts are predicting. Look at this. You've still made almost $9.7 million over 5 years, and you got your initial purchase price back after just 1.5 years. Like I said earlier, it's really nice to be in the right place at the right time, isn't it? Let me ask you a question. How many of you are excited about what we just talked about? Now, how many of you are feeling like the little girl in the picture? A little overwhelmed because we covered so much, right? You know, it's impossible to show you everything you need to know in a half an hour, but I tried to cover as much as possible because we have such an amazing opportunity with Bitclub Network where you actually get to have your very own Bitcoin gold mine for those of you who are ready to move forward and take action on what you just learned. Before we got started, I told you I have 3 bonuses for you that you can begin using immediately to help you develop your Bitcoin gold mine. All it takes to get started is a one-time lifetime membership fee of $99 to become a member of Bitclub Network. And we have mining packages that start at $500 and go all the way up to $250,000 or more. Now, if you see yourself as more of a passive investor and you don't see yourself sharing this opportunity with others, you can click the button that just appeared and we can get you started immediately. Otherwise, here's what you're going to get. When you enroll with Bitclub Network, you're going to get bonus number 1, which is 2 professionally done webinar registration pages that you can begin using to generate leads and sales immediately. This is a $997 value. Look, when I first got into network marketing, I remember being so excited about it. I wanted to go out and run around and tell my friends and family all about it. But as soon as I started talking about it, I realized I was tripping all over my words and I wasn't able to explain it very well. I was excited and loved the opportunity, but I wasn't able to get my friends and family as excited about it as I was. I realized that I needed to figure this stuff out, but I ran into a big roadblock. I didn't know anything about marketing or sales back then, but I knew I had to figure it out. So way back then, I started my journey, and I spent years learning how to do this stuff, and I invested tens of thousands of dollars to figure out an efficient way to handle this problem. And I don't want you to have to recreate the wheel, so I'm just going to give these to you as a bonus. How does that sound? When you use these pages I've developed for you, not only do you save the time and money I spent to develop them, but you also save what could be months or years of wasted time and money because you'll be doing it right the first time. There's no trial and error period. These 2 pages are a $997 value, so bonus number 1 is a $997 value. Think about this. All of us have disposable income. Most people get their paycheck each month, and a percentage of that goes towards movies, candy, Starbucks, going out to dinner, things like that. Now, I'm not asking you to go into debt for this at all. What I'm asking you to do is to take some of that disposable income that you're going to spend on movies and going out to dinner and stuff like that, and instead of blowing it on something temporary that you're going to lose, I'm asking you to make an investment in yourself, because the money you put into this is ultimately going to turn into more money for you. I'm sure you've heard of Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about the differences between assets and liabilities. He says poor people, they buy liabilities. They buy cars, they buy boats, they buy things that you put the money in and money disappears. What rich people do is they put their money into investments, and that money actually turns into more money for them. So all I'm asking you to do is to divert some of that disposable income into an investment into your very own Bitcoin gold mine, as opposed to something taking money away from you. Does that make sense? I want to ask you a question. You probably been on one of these webinars in the past, right? You get excited, you get fired up, and then what happens the next day? Probably nothing for most of you, right? And it's sad, because I just showed you the exact same system I'm using right now to make money mining Bitcoin, and you're going to go back tomorrow and not do anything. The reason why is old habits are hard to break. You're going to go back to your office or whatever the next day, and you're going to do the exact same thing. The only way you're going to be successful is if we figure out a way to break that old habit right now. And the way you're going to break that old habit is by investing in yourself and learning how to get rich mining Bitcoin. Then I can come here and I can help you and I can give you all the tools you need to break those old habits so you can become successful. If you don't do that, you're going to slide back into those same old habits, and everything we did here for the last half hour or so will have been a complete waste of time, because you're going to slide back into those same old habits. But wait, there's more. Bonus number 2 is a turnkey Facebook Messenger sales funnel that utilizes behavioral marketing. Since right now there are about 2.2 billion people using Facebook Messenger, I'm going to guess that most of your friends and family are using Facebook Messenger, right? When you get started with Bitclub Network, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a list of your friends, your family, your coworkers, and everyone you know that might be interested in earning Bitcoin. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but there are a lot of famous investors out there that are saying that in a few years, 1 Bitcoin could easily be worth $1 million or more. But you know what? A lot of people still don't understand Bitcoin, right? So take a look at this. I put together a short video. It's less than 5 minutes long, and it briefly explains a little bit about Bitcoin and why some of the top investors in the world think 1 Bitcoin will be worth $1 million or more one day. So all you have to do is send a link to this page to all of your friends, family, co-workers, and anyone else you know who might be interested in earning Bitcoin, and tell them to click the button that says Send to Messenger. Once they do that, the video will be sent directly to their Facebook Messenger account, and they'll be put into a behavioral marketing follow-up sequence that's designed to educate them about Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. Let me explain. Until recently, the only way to follow up leads and try to turn them into sales was with email. Now, email used to be great for this, but it just doesn't work anymore. As a matter of fact, statistics show that literally no matter who you are, you're probably not even getting 20% of your emails opened. And a lot of people don't even check their emails on a regular basis anymore because they're tired of all the spam they get. But guess what? Facebook recently started allowing us to send content directly to Facebook Messenger. As a matter of fact, a recent Facebook survey showed that 98% of Facebook messages get opened. So think about that for a minute. Would you rather use email and try to convert leads or Facebook Messenger? I guess another way to ask the same question is, would you rather have 20% of your prospects see your message or 98%? It's not magic. It's math. And we're able to build automated follow-up sequences that get delivered inside Facebook Messenger using behavioral marketing. Let me tell you something. Facebook has positioned itself in a way where they might be able to do to email what Uber did to the taxi business and what Airbnb is doing to the hotel business. This is big time. I'm not going to get too technical on you here, but I just want to let you know that before I got involved with Bitclub Network, this is what I did for a living. And I made a very good living doing it. So, I've used my years of experience and built you a world-class sales funnel that utilizes behavioral marketing and Facebook Messenger. It's designed to help you get more people involved in your business, all on autopilot. What do you think of that? I used to charge my private clients $5,000 to build a Facebook Messenger sales funnel for them, but I'm giving it to you for free. So bonus number 2 is easily a $1,997 value. Over the last half hour or so, I've shared a ton of information with you, but as you know, information alone is not going to save you. You need systems. You need to take action. You need to decide which mining package works for you and get started today, because that's what's going to take your financial future to the next level. You know, some people think or act like money is evil. They look at money as a bad thing. Money's not bad. All money is just a tool for exchange. You spend money right now because you want to get something bigger in return. It's a tool for exchange. That's all it is. You go to the grocery store, you give them money, they give you food. You're exchanging stuff. That's all it is. Right now, I'm just asking you to exchange some of that money for your very own Bitcoin gold mine so you can have the financial future you've always dreamed of. Since our mining packages are worth more than the money, it's a good exchange for you and for us. But wait, there's more. Bonus number 3 is an automated webinar just like the training you're on right now that'll work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Now look, I've always loved the concept of network marketing, but to be honest with you, there were a couple things that held me back in the past. First of all, every other opportunity I looked at before Bitclub Network wanted to front load me with a bunch of product like soaps or lotions or water filters or whatever, right? But here at Bitclub Network, their product, since it's Bitcoin, is basically like printing money. So I got no problem with that. I mean, how many Bitcoin can I get, right? The other thing about network marketing was the opportunity meetings on Tuesday and Thursday night or whatever, right? You know, in today's world, we become an on-demand society. We want what we want now, and we don't want to have to wait for it. A little more background on me. For the last 5 years, I've been a member of 2 very high-level mastermind groups that I personally pay $25,000 a year each to be a member of. The guys who teach these groups each make 8 figures a year personal income, and they teach us everything to do to make that kind of money online. A couple of the core themes that I've learned and mastered with much success over the last few years are automated sales funnels and creating automated webinars that sell. Now, when I first heard about the Bitclub Network opportunity, I think I told you this earlier, I laid awake in bed at night imagining how I could bring these systems to everyone I work with at Bitclub Network. And I'm happy to say that's exactly what I've done. Now, just so you know, when I created one of these automated webinars for one of my personal clients, my fee was $25,000, and you're getting this for free. So the value of this automated webinar is easily $5,000. Here's the deal. You pick a package and let's get started today. We've got something for every budget. We've got Bitcoin mining opportunities from $500 all the way to $1 million or more. And we've got 100% financing for most of the packages. And here's what you're going to get. 2 custom designed webinar registration pages so you can start generating leads and sales immediately. That's a $997 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 2, my turnkey Facebook Messenger automated follow-up sales funnel that utilizes behavioral marketing. Look, when I created these systems for my private clients, I'd charge $5,000 and you're getting it for free. So bonus number 2 is easily a $1,997 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 3, an automated webinar just like the training you're on right now that'll work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. When I created one of these for my private clients, I charged $25,000 and you're getting it for free. So bonus number 3 is easily a $5,000 value, bringing the total value of the bonuses to $7,994. Look, there are 2 types of people that show up for these webinars. The first is the timid, nervous guy or gal. They get here and they think it's really cool and it makes sense and they want to do it, but they just don't take any action. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like working with people like that. These people are never successful. The people I like are people like us. They get on a webinar like this and they hear it and they understand it and they want to produce and boom! They come out here and they make things happen and they get results. So I got to ask you guys, which one are you? Are you the guy on the left or are you the guy on the right? If you're the guy on the left, you should probably just jump off this webinar right now. I mean, I don't want to make you feel any guiltier than you probably already do, but if you're ready to take some massive action in your life and change your life for the better, then come and join us, okay? Let's make this thing happen. I spent 10 years of trial and error trying to figure this stuff out. So you can go do it the hard way and try and figure it out for yourself, or you can do it the easy way and just plug into our system. Right now, you're struggling to make as much money as you want, and you're not able to live the life you deserve. Right now, this is a big deal for you. But as soon as you pick a package and get started with us, these struggles are going to be a thing of the past. But wait, there's more. We're going to give you the best guarantee ever. A lifetime unconditional money-back guarantee. That's right, if for whatever reason you get involved with Bitclub Network and you decide it's not for you, Bitclub Network will buy back all of your mining equipment so you literally have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Okay, this is it, guys. As you've no doubt seen, the button popped up a while ago that you can click on and go request an invitation for membership with. As you can see, there have already been a bunch of people that have already signed up. We've sold some $500 mining packages, some founders packages, some builder packages, and even some pro builder packages. This is exciting, isn't it? Now, this is how it works. If you haven't done so yet, click on the button on this page. Membership into Bitclub Network is by invitation only. So the first thing you need to do is check the box showing which package you're interested in purchasing and request an invitation on this page. The next thing you're going to need to do is to confirm your email address. Once you've done that, you'll be able to pay your $99 lifetime membership fee. And once that's completed, you'll be able to purchase the mining package that you're interested in, and you'll have access to all 3 bonuses that I mentioned. I want you to know that we're here to help. If you have any questions, your sponsor's contact info should be on that page. Make sure that you reach out to them by phone or Skype or send them an email, and I can assure you they'll get back to you and help you walk you through this process. I want to welcome all you new folks aboard. You're about to depart on what I'm sure is to be a wild ride. I hope to get to meet all of you personally. You know, folks, as I told you a while ago, this is a binary pay plan, so there's a good chance that if you'd signed up when the opportunity first presented itself, that some of the people that have already signed up since then would be somewhere in your organization already making money for you. So once again, this just goes to show that it doesn't pay to wait. It pays to take action. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me today. I realize that time is your most valuable asset, and I'm truly thankful I've had the opportunity to spend this time with you. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Thank you very much.